Hey guys, I know, another crappy thumbnail, but what can I say? So anyway, yep, video psych here again, and I'm of course going to talk about a particular comment and comments here. Just a quick review over it. Now, I've been meaning to kind of make this video lately, but I haven't had the time. Vacations and shit have been getting in the way. So, this person stated to me, there are different grades of both silicone and TPE material. Many companies have their own secret formula. I've seen cases where a silicone doll torn horribly under the armpits, behind the ears, lower extremities, etc. Platinum TPE does not smell, is notably softer, and will easily rival the best silicone in terms of longevity. I just talked to him about how I still prefer silicone. Besides, TPE doesn't do well with the environment, and they're gonna either one day fix that issue with TPE or come up with a new material that's better for the environment, because as is, the trash situation with love dolls are just in general is pretty bad. And he, of course, states, I can't see doll buyers considering the environment impact when selecting a doll. Besides, TPE is close to human flesh as you can get. That's why TPE is also known as cyber skin. And, I wasn't necessarily trying to argue with him whether, silicone is all around just better than TPE or if it's just better in general. I mean, I think it's better. But it's like I've said to you guys, I'm pretty tired of trying to argue with you guys whether silicone or TPE is better. Because even if I do state things that are better than silicone, people in the comments sometimes won't even watch my video, and it will just be like, oh, I think TPE is better without watching your video because of this and that. So I'm pretty much just tired of trying to argue with it. Either that or some buddy from a company will try and say shit about their love dolls and be like, oh, our TPE dolls are the best and blah, blah. And then they'll end up, deleting their comment or something because, I want to allow people to voice their opinions on these love dolls, not the companies, etc. Not that I'm against people advertising their companies, but I think you get the point. But I told them what I'm saying is that at some point, whether we like it or not, even if people like the price point, it could impact the environment and jobs that cater to the trash dumps. Because with silicone, we don't have to worry. But if people are sending cum infested and disease infested love dolls to the dump, and that's if they don't clean them before they send them to the dump, which I'm sure a lot of people probably won't. And at that point, it's just going to get ridiculous for them. And at that point, when it's already ridiculous, they can't even recycle TPE is a thing. I think they will figure it out, so I'm not really all that worried about it. But I've tried both TPE and a real doll silicone, platinum silicone from them, and I thought it felt more realistic from the real doll, to be frank, when it came to the sex. I can't really say the same for other companies that make their silicone dolls because I haven't really tried their silicone dolls, so I'm not really sure about those places. But as far as that kind of thing goes, I actually liked the real doll better than the TPE doll that I had. I mean, I just always think it's funny how people are always trying to compare a $1,000 to $2,000 love doll with a $6,000 love doll and then acting like it's better. But we all have our opinions. So, but I'm pretty sure that after I make this video, somebody in the comments is going to be like, "Oh, I think TPE is better because it feels softer and more realistic." I mean, people keep on putting those kind of comments on my videos, and then are probably going to continue to. So, with that being said, I mean, I sometimes think that at some point in the next couple of years, and the reason why they can't really recycle TPE is because anything that's made out of plastic or has plastic in it and has other things besides that type of plastic in it, means it's contaminated. And that's part of the reason why these TPE dolls are as cheap as they are in the first place. Although it is kind of a good material to use for making these love dolls, it seems, at the same time, they are purposely contaminating it to make it cheaper and mixing it with rubber and all that BS. And so this plastic becomes contaminated, which means that when it comes to, recycling it, which in some cases they actually can recycle it, but even if they can recycle the kind of plastic that's contaminated, that plastic becomes worthless when it becomes contaminated. And so when they try to recycle it, they aren't making any money on it. If not, they're actually making negative money on it when it comes down to it, when it comes to recycling contaminated plastic. But of course, with that being said, and of course, we heard last year about how, all these people were getting these love dolls, right, because of the pandemic, right? Well, and the average TPE doll lasts only about a year. Did you hear that? The average TPE doll only lasts a year. Now, of course, despite my best efforts, which of course I know not everybody with a love doll knows about my channel, a lot of these people buying these love dolls, and I'm sure also a fair amount of people are buying love dolls that are from knockoff places that don't cater to people, caring for their love dolls. What's going to end up happening is that all of these love dolls that are made out of TPE and are, one, aren't good for the environment, and two, can't be recycled, are just going to be sitting at the dump, and that's it. And also, the people that buy these love dolls are probably first going to try and find a way to recycle it or find a better place to put it. But of course, they're going to figure out the same way that I did, the hard way, of course, that there's just no way that they're, going to be able to find a good place to put it. And so these things are just going to all go to the dump, is what's going to happen within next year or two, especially by next year. And so what I'm trying to tell him basically is that whether we like it or not, having all these love dolls made out of TPE go to the dump like this is going to be unsustainable, is what's going to happen eventually. In the next, I would say, even 5 years probably. Maybe, and who knows, maybe it might take a little bit longer than that, but I think you get the point. Is that it's just unsustainable, what's going on at the dumps at the moment. So, what else should I say next? And so, this isn't exactly the first time that this has happened, though. I even remember back when McDonald's had to change their plastic packaging to a more, cardboard, packaging because of, how plastic is when it comes to being recycled. Plastic, when it becomes contaminated, it becomes almost worthless after, especially the first time it's recycled, because it can easily become contaminated like that. And so the second time around, lots of times that same plastic that doesn't get recycled, and it just ends up just taking up space in the dump and just being shitty to the environment. What can I say? And I know some other companies have also had to switch their packaging, not just, McDonald's. I've even seen things about Apple and the way they've had to change their plastic packaging to a more cardboard packaging, etc. Because things made out of cardboard, or even things like, receipts and paper, boxes, that stuff is so easy to recycle. And they could just recycle it almost over and over and over again, almost no matter what. And so at least 90% of that kind of stuff gets recycled. But as far as plastic goes, I'd be surprised if more than 30% of plastic gets recycled when it goes to the dump. No fucking kidding. But of course, with that being said, I will just end this video. And I guess I will let some of you think about what I just said. because, again, I don't think it's going to be very sustainable with what's going on. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.